My name is Emily. I am 28 years old. I have been married to Daniel for several years now. He is 30. He is my husband. Daniel is a quiet man. He speaks gently. He is calm, patient, and steady. He never raises his voice. He never insults me. He never walks away when things get hard. When I get sick, he stays beside me. When I feel tired, he brings me food. Every morning, he makes tea before I wake up. When I come home late from work, dinner is ready. When I cry, he listens without judging. When I feel weak, he holds me close. He always says, "You are strong, Emily. I believe in you." Daniel has always been a good man, but slowly I stopped seeing that. I have a good job. I work in a corporate office. I earn $5,000 every month. I worked hard for this life. I studied late at night. I took extra courses. I pushed myself even when I was exhausted. Daniel works as a delivery driver. He earns about $2,200 a month. He works long hours. He drives under the hot sun. He drives in the rain and the cold. He comes home late and tired. His feet ache. Dust covers his clothes. He never complains. He just smiles and says, "It's okay, Emily. Work is work." But something inside me began to change. I started feeling disappointed. I started looking at other people's lives. I saw women wearing diamond rings. I saw designer bags and expensive shoes. I saw husbands buying cars, houses, and luxury gifts. Then I looked at Daniel. He wore the same shoes for years. He never bought new clothes. He never bought expensive things for himself. He never bought me costly gifts. I began to compare, and comparison slowly turned into anger. One day I said, "Daniel, why don't you do something better? Why don't you start a business?" He looked down and replied softly, "I don't know how. I've never done business before." I felt irritated. I said, "Other men do it. Why can't you?" Daniel stayed silent. He always stays silent. He looked at me with tired, sad eyes. But I didn't stop. I kept comparing him to others. I kept saying, "You are not like other husbands." Every month, Daniel sends $1,000 to his parents. They are old and sick. He pays for their medicine. He sends them money before spending anything on himself. From what remains, he gives me $1,200. But I always said it was not enough. I never thanked him. I never appreciated his sacrifice. One evening, he came home very late. I asked, "Where were you?" He said, "I was looking for another job." I was surprised. I asked, "Did you find one?" He said, "Not yet, but I will keep trying." The next day, he left before sunrise. He returned after sunset. He looked more tired than ever. He barely spoke. He did not smile. After 1 week, he said, "I found a second job. I will work at a restaurant at night. I can earn $2,000 more." I said, "Good." But I didn't ask how he felt. I didn't ask if he was okay. Daniel began working 2 jobs. He woke up before dawn. He worked all day. He worked all night. He came home when I was asleep. There was no time to talk, no time to laugh, no time to rest. One night, he came home and went straight to the bathroom. I heard a loud noise. I rushed inside. Daniel was sitting on the floor. His face was pale. His hands were shaking. I cried, "Daniel, what's wrong?" He whispered, "I'm just tired. I feel dizzy." I called a cab and rushed him to the hospital. The doctor examined him and shook his head. He said, "He is severely exhausted. His body cannot handle this much work. He needs rest. He needs sleep. I sat beside Daniel's bed. I looked at his face. His eyes were closed. He looked peaceful, but my heart felt heavy. I held his hand and started crying. I said, "I'm sorry, Daniel. I didn't see how hard you were trying. I didn't understand." Daniel slowly opened his eyes. He smiled weakly and said, "Please don't cry, Emily. I just wanted to make you proud." Those words broke me. That night, I finally understood. Daniel does not need to be rich. He does not need to wear suits. He does not need a big car. He does not need to buy diamonds. He already gives me something priceless. He gives me love. He gives me peace. He gives me respect. He gives me support. He gives me his whole heart. That is enough. More than enough. From that day on, I stopped comparing. I stopped complaining. I stopped chasing things that do not last. Now, when I look at Daniel, I see clearly. I see a man who works hard. I see a man who sacrifices quietly. I see a man who loves deeply. Daniel is not just my husband. He is my strength in silence. He is my calm in a noisy world. He is the kind of love that stays, even when nothing is easy. Sometimes true love does not shout, it simply stays.